Hello traders, Cory Mitchell here at TradeThatSwing.com, and this is your swing trading stock market outlook for the week of June 9th. Each week just going through the same process, helping me decide how aggressively I want to be trading. And not much has changed. Market conditions are good. We do have a couple watch lists which will get updated. This one just got updated about a week ago, and this is just a list of high momentum stock names. This one is current setups in play, and this one will get updated early in the week, likely on Monday. And we pull up the indices here, everything. This is the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the NYSE Composite, the Russell 2000, all in uptrends. Higher swing highs, higher swing lows. This is not a forecast of what is going to happen. I simply trade based off current conditions. This is an uptrend, and I will trade it until there are signs of a downtrend or our market health indicators, which we'll talk about next, start to turn. Canadian index up, strong uptrend. Bitcoin, interesting spot. So this is a 2-day chart, just so I could show this whole clustery area here. There was this big range, dropped out of it, formed another range here, broke out of it, and we haven't really had the breakout above this. I consider a breakout when it breakout and holds. This had its little pop out, but it's come right back in. So for me going forward, this is I'm either looking for a spot maybe on top of this box where it drops and holds above it, and then we get the bounce. But ultimately, the long-term move is this has to move up above here, pull back, and hold this area. And that is a point I consider entering. I like those because basically once it starts to bounce off this area, that provides a nice tight risk, and you have the potential longer term trend emerging. As I said, I'm not huge on like forecasting when this is going to go or where it's going to pull back to. It's just there are points where I want to trade and where I'm interested in trading, and there are points where I'm not, and that's all I care about right now. We're not at a point where I would care trading. Gold, gold's down here. This is the gold miners. Gold miners pretty strong into here. Had a little bit of a sell-off late in the week. Same with gold. Gold in this, what I've talked about in recent weeks, this more complex correction. If a gold stock comes up on my list, my swing trading list, great. I'll consider it, comparing it to the other stocks that are out there. But there's just so much out there right now that I could really care less about gold, to be honest. And the gold stocks, it's like, yeah, if they show up on the list, great. If not, there's lots of other opportunities. So, we're still in the overall uptrend, I would say. I'd call this a correction against this big move up here, and we're still in it. So looking like it's going to be a complex, longer-term correction. But the miners still doing pretty well, moving to highs last week. But yeah, slight correction there. But overall, both still doing decently. Let's look at the market health indicators. These let me know kind of what's going on underneath the hood of the market. So we have the price action, which we talked about, uptrend. And this is rate of change. How much, or the percentage movement of the S&P 500 each day. It's kind of squished in just because to show these big moves. But we can see here, volatility has dropped off significantly. Low volatility is indicative or correlates with uptrends. High volatility, when we're jumping outside of, this is a 2%. I don't really care about the upside. It's more these drops of 2% or more per day. When we start getting those, we see those during downtrending periods and near turning points. This is the advanced decline line. Advancing stocks minus declining stocks is a cumulative number. It is at all-time highs. The S&P 500 isn't quite there. This is generally a bullish. This started occurring a long time ago, way back here, and we talked about it. This was indicative that the S&P 500 would hit its high, because this had hit its high generally within relatively short order, and so far we are seeing that. So that was a bullish indicator and is still bullish. This one, not important at the moment. It's upside volume versus total volume, but we haven't had a signal in a very long time. The last one was April 9th, and that was a huge upside volume day, and we've had no signals on this since. I'm only looking for extreme values. They have to either be above this line or below this lower black line. This is percentage of stocks above their 50-day moving average. Generally, it's going to be much easier to make money on the long side when most stocks are moving up and above their 50-day moving average, and you can see most of them are and have been for most of this rally. 74% of all US stocks and 73% of S&P 500 stocks. So overall, really good market conditions, smiley faces. Ultimate indicator, how have you been doing? If things have not been going well for you, look at why. If things are going well and conditions haven't changed, I will keep taking trades. So I'm continuing to swing trade stocks on the long side. Bitcoin not of interest to me currently, but I'm watching it closely, and it could become of interest anytime, either if we drop to one of those lower support levels or we break above that resistance, all-time highs, and then break above and hold. Gold's a possibility, but lots of other things are moving well. Day trading, of course, always an option. Day trading gives us action every day, whereas swing trading has these periods of action, which we're in right now, and inaction, which there are sometimes months or so where if we're mostly looking for trades on the long side, there won't be much opportunity. If it's choppy, there'll be no opportunities. And if you're into shorting when the market's declining, there are those opportunities as well, but there are still periods, sometimes extended periods of inaction. So that's your swing trading stock market outlook for the week of June 9th. If you're ever wondering where this article is, because it's updated each week, you can go to stock market analysis and trades. Just click on this and it'll be on that page. And yeah, it gets updated each week. Happy trading out there.